How's everybody doing? Been a while since I've done like no, it's not. I did a long one last week, but that had a specific agenda in mind. This is just going to kind of be a sweep of a lot of stuff. I have met somebody new from YouTube. They're now on Facebook, I told you about, and he showed me his YouTube channel. He's going to upload some stuff about Trump. I've been waiting to catch this commercial to come through again, and it won't repeat. They've put out so many different commercials. It's these guys called Marty and McGee from the SEC network. And one of them, they're packing up for a road trip, and he goes, yeah. He goes, I didn't pack too heavy, did I? Or something. They're just joking around about all that he's packing for. You know how you go on a trip and one person packs light and the other person brought like every single thing from their home. And so the guy that was doing that, they go, yeah, prepared for the apocalypse. He just wanted to be prepared for the road trip, for the football game road trip, for the pregame, whatever you call it. I can't even think of it right now. Tailgating. And he goes, yeah, for the apocalypse. So I just thought, of course, because they all know the apocalypse is coming. They think they are, and they will be actually protected. They'll be hiding, many of them, in the mountains.
Before I even finish the sentence, I just saw Tim Tebow jumping up into the sky, rising like a phoenix, saying, "That's the craziest thing I've ever heard." I really.
And they love the joke, and they love the joke about Tebow because he's the fake Christian. Remember when you're Tebowing, when you're praying in public? And what does the Bible say about prayer? Go in, get in the closet, shut the door. So everything you're not supposed to do, he did.
I finished the sentence. I just saw Tim Tebow jumping up into the sky, rising like a phoenix.
Rising like a phoenix, which of course is what the Antichrist does. This is my new friend's channel called Solid Lion. So one of them was about the Ninja Turtles. The other looked like it was about FEMA. And you read that word there. Hey, it's got the word isolation. He now understands, like he's got John 3:16 right there, but he now understands the truth that God doesn't love everybody and all that. So, and he's very young. He's just like 27 years old. So it's very rare you get people that are young, and here they are coming into the truth. So that's the Phoenix Rising line. You'll love this one. This is not the first time I've seen it. And remember, and you know how these things are faked and staged in the news, which cause people to then riot or kneel down because not all. That's an awfully weird way to walk around unless you're showing that you're in. Yes, you get the idea. The club. And what was another one? And I took these like weeks ago. I just haven't shared them with y'all. I told you I had a lot of things in prep I wanted to go over with y'all. Of course, I was watching another movie, and they showed an archway in the movie next to the Twin Towers. They showed the arch in New York City. And they love showing Lucifer. That, this black statue has female breasts. There are no female angels in the Bible. So that is definitely Lucifer. So anyway, yeah, I went back to watch some old Edward Burns movies. They're like romantic dramedies. I don't know, me living in the flesh. looking for some entertainment. If you happen to check out today's Bible study, I wrote there's something special happened today. See if you pick up on it. Yeah. All right, so let's get going. What all do I have prepped and why? Caddyshack gave us something that I've been having recently called, see that word chemtrail, and it's followed by COUGH. And I work outdoors as a PE coach, and I can't get rid of this. But during the weekend, when I'm off for 2 or 3 days and I don't go outside, it goes away. So what they're putting in the air, and you're like, well, they've always sprayed. They've always sprayed. Yeah, they've always sprayed, because if they just started spraying now, then you would automatically notice. They've been spraying forever. They've been spraying forever. But now, since the technology, remember when everybody was told to stay in their homes and cover their face? Don't go anywhere unless it's the grocery store or the drugstore. Remember that? And all these videos were popping up about, because they were putting up they were upgrading the technology, I guess is the best way to say it. So the technology is in full force now, and they turn it up. And what they're spraying, you breathe in, and it's jacking us up and killing some people. It makes you toxic. And anytime you get toxic, that's when it's time for a corona cleanse. That's what that is. That virus lives in your body. You're born with it. It's to rid your body of toxins, and they get you toxic, and then you have it, and they go, oh, well, you got it. I'm like, no, you made me toxic. That's what I've got. I'm detoxifying. And the breathing aspect is all about, and I thought about songs in the gym. Just Breathe. Remember that song? Just Breathe. I'll find it. And Faith Hill's got a song called Breathe. And then Garbage had a song called Garbage, The Trick is to Keep Breathing, YouTube. The trick is to keep breathing.
Did you watch and wonder as Gal Gadot quickly transformed herself from an average actor?
What? Garbage album cover. What? Got the G? Got the G. Got the G. Right there. Who else does? Green Bay Packers, they put the big G on their helmet. Georgia Bulldogs put the big G on their helmet. Anytime you got a chance to show off your G, show off your G. That's just the letter G, which I believe stands for Gnostic Goddess, or Gnostic or Goddess. Gnostic begins with a G. Goddess, Lucifer, the female transgendered version of Satan, the goddess. It's also geometry, sacred geometry. There's all kind of things they've told us that it could stand for, and I think it's just to confuse us. Who cares?
2 a.m. and she calls me.
It's definitely not it. Anyway, I got to go drink some water. I'll be right back, and I'll find it. That was it.
breath, you something close to me.
So that's the song. It's called Breathe. And she's saying throughout the song, just breathe.
Just breathe.
There you go. You heard it. And I thought about those two songs, the garbage one, The Trick is to Keep Breathing, and this song, Breathe. And then as soon as all this hit, you know, remember the incident in the Twin City was hashtag I can't breathe. I think I already shared the Caddyshack stuff with y'all. Caddyshack released on a full moon lunar eclipse weekend. Golf course comes to Don Trump in Gematria. Golf course comes to April 15. Rumble did a video. I don't think I like that. I think I showed y'all all of these. Trump crowning came to November 12. We're also going to take a look at that November 3rd date, which came up in all those Pixar's movies as a potential watch date. Third week in December, Trump crowning. We love that, right? Because that's the 18th is that last autumn moon, Led Zeppelin, the Autumn Moonlight My Way, Ramble On, which was all about much in that album. Well, in the lyrics of Ramble On, it was all about Lord of the Rings. And of course, it's Fellowship of the Ring, which is their club membership, which we showed y'all the hand signal a minute ago by that gentleman. And the next of the trilogy was called The Two Towers. You know, the twin Trumps. One rises back up, One World Trade Center, that's the Antichrist. And of course, Return of the King, which is the One World Trade Tower returning. So it's just insane that Lord of the Rings had all that. Trump crowning also came to The Two Towers. That's freaky. Trump crowning, beginning of the end, and The Perfect Storm. Absolutely. So it looked like some good gematria came up out of Trump crowning. That's actually his death. June 21 came up, which is a summer solstice. January 8th came up in Trump crowning. All right, our friend came on and gave us a lot of gematria. Kennedy equals 33, Kennedy died 1963 equals 88, Kennedy Trump equals 58, vaccinate. Poked only equals 58, Pythagorean in Pythagorean numerology. 1963 plus 58 comes to 2021. Joe Biden, 46th president, and his birthday is November 20th. John F. Kennedy died at the age of 46. And he's the 46th president. Biden is on November 22nd. Construction of the New World Trade Center began August 1968 plus 33 equals 2001. Very interesting. The fall of the Berlin Wall was on November 9th, 1989 plus 33 equals 2022. The numbers that connect to my world that I always told you, the Lord always showed me numbers, and it's not anything to do with any occult numerology or anything like that. It was just numbering through a multiplication system. Everything points to 2022 for me, but I'm still looking hard at 2021. But that whole 2022 world, if you notice, and I've explained this before to y'all, but notice it comes to 2001. And look at 1, 2, 7 in the middle. Tower 1, Tower 2, and Tower 7 all fell that day. Tower 2 fell first. But still, it's Towers 1, 2, and 7 in order. Also 216. These are my second wife, where my marriage to her was her 88. For Trump, it's always 627 or 127 in the middle of our numbers combined with the year. 127 and 627 is in the middle all the way down, beginning at 2007 when we got married. And it ends in 2022. It'll then switch to 628, 128. So for some strange reason, my combined number, my year, my month, my date, times her year, times her month, times her date, times each year puts 627. See, notice before it changed, it was 626, 126, 626, 126. It's a very unique thing that you can't replicate with any other two people. And it was through my marriage and divorce to her where the Lord called me, if that tells you anything, or means anything. And in 2022, she and I combined with a year, it comes to 2001, which is when the twin Trumps came down. And what all came down, it was Tower 1, Tower 2, and Tower 7. And you got the 216, which is the 6 times 6 times 6. So just looking very big at 2022. And I've always ignored this. I've gone with other things and had high watch dates, and I still think he can go down in 2021. But everything in that world of the numbers, that the Lord taught me how to view numbers, or how to, ever since I was a kid, the Lord showed me numbers. And my favorite number was 24. And if y'all request it, I will go dig up the pictures of me with always this 24 jersey on when I was a kid. I wanted my high school, I wanted a blue and gold jersey with 24. I wanted a green and gold jersey with 24. That was our Little League Packers or the Auburndale Bloodhounds. And Jesus's number in Strong's Concordance is 2424 with a 42 in the middle. And I wore 42 in high school because I couldn't get number 24. So yes, Jesus Christ or Jesus is 2424 in Strong's Concordance. So the Lord's always been speaking to me through numbers, but it's nothing I really understand until kind of after the fact. But I've always been able to see the progression. And there is a book of numbers. Now the evil, they know that this is true, but they have in their Kabbalah world, they use Kabbalah and Gematria for their evil. And we're not supposed to have anything to do with that. I don't have anything to do with numerology or the Kabbalah. Anything that's taught by a man, I don't do. This is something the Lord showed me. And it's unique. It's not anything that anybody else does. And sorry if that's a little too freaky. I hope it doesn't turn you off too much. We've been talking about the Trump timeline on September 17th on Her Majesty's Secret Service. He does walk in and throw a knife and sticks on September 14th. So I don't know if something soon is going to go down. What day would that be on? Today's Sunday, Monday the 13th. It'd be Tuesday. You never know. Till Tuesday, right? In the Donnie Darko movie. So, but there's a lot of stuff that we appreciate from Dr. Rex. So Trump will be alongside. There's an Evander Holyfield fight on September 11th, and Trump was ringside. Evander Holyfield is 58. Kite hit steel plane. Did they really say that? We're going to look that up. I don't want to gematria those words. The series Strange Angel that I watched, that was all about Jack Parsons, and I shared that with y'all, didn't I? From Shaking My Head Productions. Look at the three crosses as they were showing a clip from Strange Angel. Holyfield, 58 years old, 58 rooms at Mar-a-Lago, 58 rooms, 58 Floors at Trump Tower, 1958 TV show Track Down featuring a man named Trump getting shot. Well, the Ducks played the Buckeyes yesterday on 9/11. Donald Duck, the Buckeye, the right eye to the buck. Because the buck regenerates, their horns or their antlers regenerate. So Trump's birthday is Flag Day.
Every magic trick consists of 3 parts.
We've shown you this before, but I never thought of this until today. The first of the 3, because when they disappear, it's called the turn, and that would be the deadly wound event, the turn, when he disappears. He's dead. Casket disappeared. He's gone. Of course, the real one will be what? Go into hiding, go into perdition, and carry out World War III, war, famine, death to 1/4 of the earth. Who can make war with the beast? And then the prestige is his return, and that's the abomination that causes desolation. But the first one is called the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Trump's birthday is Flag Day, the pledge. How interesting, right?
Right. First part is called the pledge. Called the pledge. It's called the pledge. First part is called the pledge.
So
The magician. First part is called the pledge. The magician should to inspect it. He isn't. Oh, did you think you all know? It's called the turn. The second act is called the turn. The second act is called the turn.
and that's when he, of course, will disappear. I will tell you that movie, The Prestige, by Christopher Nolan, completely written, shot, and directed by artificial intelligence through computer graphics. And then Christopher Nolan watches the computer graphics and then he shoots the movie. But this was not his creativity. Neither was Tenet, neither were the Dark Knight trilogies that all Christopher Nolan directed. The Prestige is a fascinating, absolutely mind-blowing movie. And you see the same actor from The Dark Knight. It's the same actors, same directors. They're showing you that when The Dark Knight rises out of the pit, but of course he disappeared for a while, right? Everybody thought he was dead. That's the same person there who has a clone in the movie, or a twin, or a body double.
Because of course, you're not really looking. Won't find it. But you wouldn't clap yet, because making something disappear.
It's not just good enough for Trump to go down. He has to come back. It's not just enough for the Twin Towers to go down. One has to rise back up.
Isn't enough. You have to bring it back. That's why every magic trick something. The magician takes the ordinary something. Yet. Because making something disappear isn't enough.
Nope.
You have to bring it back.
Interesting that it was a bird.
That's why every magic trick has a third act.
Yep. The Pledge of Allegiance, Flag Day, the first one.
The hardest part. The part we call the prestige.
The Prestige. Been making a lot of people mad recently. So I told that on my Facebook. Been exposing all the parts about Donald Trump that's in the book of Daniel. Don't forget, Trump Tower has 5 multiple addresses, 721 through 725. That perfectly match the little horn of Daniel 7 passage as the Antichrist. Daniel 7:21 through Daniel 7:25. And Jesus said the Antichrist would be here in his own name, and a trump is a horn, so he's here in his own name. But you go through Daniel 7, verse 8 says, and behold, the horn with eyes like eyes of a man. So you know he's a man, and a mouth speaking great things. And I beheld then, because of the voice of the great word, that's a horn spake. So a mouth speaking great things, the great words that the horn spake, even of the horn had eyes. So it's a man and a mouth that speak very great things. And by the way, whose look was more stout than his fellows? And he is. Trump is usually bigger, more stout than anybody he stands next to. I beheld the same horde made war with the saints and prevailed against them, and speak words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. So it begins and ends, 21 and 25 begin and end with, make war with the saints, shall wear out the saints. And this is written in Revelation 13:7, that the Antichrist will make war with the saints. So you know that the horn is the Antichrist. You know that the Antichrist is a man, a person. He is of the 7 kings of the Antichrist beast system, which has always been alive and well through Mystery Babylon, through Lucifer, Satan, the goddess. And here's Ron DeSantis giving us the double Yoni. And Shaking My Head Productions did one called And again, these are artificial intelligent websites.
And the balance between the two.
Breathtaking, what she said at the beginning. The Hegelian dialectic.
Redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of.
I guess I need to speed it up.
Consciousness that resembles sleep.
Agenda
Here it is.
21 is dependent on the Hegelian dialectic, and that
Agenda 21 is dependent upon the Hegelian dialectic.
says that a crisis is created and a solution is posed, and the balance between the two then becomes the new normal. And the balance between the two.
Right? And that's what we're living in right now. We're living in that new normal. Daniel Alexander Cannon from Logic Before Authority, who I don't trust as far as I can throw him, put something on BitChute. He's controlled opposition about how the scanners. So I'll put this BitChute in the man now, BARCODED bar scan with QR code reader coded. So, I mean, I don't know how real this stuff is. I know people personally that said that the magnet stuck to them. I went off on Christmas, of course. Universe, it's all about you. I will ascend unto heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will, you know, the I, the me, the universe world. I saw somebody, they're heavily into yoga and they call themselves a yogi. And I just, they were definitely my muse with that post. Probably even shouldn't use the word muse. Why is there a female angel on top of the Christmas tree? I had some good stuff on here. The Tower of Babel, the Twin Towers, One World Trade Tower, Trump Tower, cell towers. It's all about towers, is it not? Tower, the Tower of Babel, the Twin Towers, the One World Trade Tower, Trump Tower, cell towers. That's the one I wanted to show you. The pledge. I pledge allegiance. It's his birthday. His birthday's Flag Day. Like they always knew the Antichrist would be born on that date, so they made Flag Day that date. Now they say it goes back to 17. We don't know. Who's in control of the history? Whoever. They're in control of everything. So, but whenever Satan knew the Antichrist would be born, I would think Satan would have known from the beginning the exact day the Antichrist would be born. Because Satan does God's dirty work. When Jesus said, "Year of your father, the devil," it's like, boom, that's your God, temporarily speaking. He is going to rule over you, heart, mind, body, and soul. You are of your father, the devil. And we know that God said, "I create evil, I create darkness, I, the Lord, do all these things." I need to put that, so I can, if you're new, and I'm getting a lot of new people, you know that declaring the end from the beginning, God has declared the end from the beginning. Who the goats are, who the sheep are, everything. It clearly states in Ephesians 1:4-5 that he knew us, his sheep, before the foundation of all things. Either knew you, sheep, and Jesus said, "I only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel" in Matthew 15:24, or he never knew you. Matthew 7:23. Jesus says, "I will say to you," or I will say to them, "I never knew you," which is the exact opposite of, "For those he did foreknow, he also did predestinate." It's Romans 8:29-30. So he's declared the end from the beginning. He's declared revelation from the book of Genesis. He's declared the end book from the beginning book. It's all spoken. Everything has been spoken into existence. There is no changing it. Prayer changes nothing. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, Lord. Your will be done. Jesus said, "Not my will, Father, but your will be done," when even Jesus prayed. You can ask. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. He's not a magic genie. And that takes you through to Isaiah 45:7. "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." What's the evil for? It's to purge the church. It is to cleanse the church. It is the cleansing process. Their motto in their evil occult world is trust the process. Things might look weird, things might look bleak, but trust it. We're bringing in the Luciferian system. Trust the process. Well, sheep trust the process of God declaring the end from the beginning. "The Lord have made all things for himself. Yes, even the wicked for the day of evil." That is all for the Lord. What is that day of evil? That's the abomination that causes desolation, which then kicks off the great tribulation, which is the final cleansing of the church. The church goes through the cleansing process. That's why there's nothing but sevens throughout the book of Revelation, because 7 is about cleansing the earth, cleansing the church. We just read in Daniel, and we shared it with you about the church being purged. 2 Kings 5:14, "Then he went down and dipped himself 7 times in the Jordan, according to the sayings of the man of God, and his flesh became like unto flesh of a little child, and he was clean." He had leprosy. He dipped himself. How many times? 7 times. That's what the sevens are all about in Revelation. You look up the word purge. Go to the book of Daniel. And some of them of understanding shall fall to try them and to purge and to make them white. So you can wear the white raiment. Even to the time of the end. That's great tribulation because it is the time appointed. Declared from the beginning. The Bible is not cause and effect. Well, the Jews did this, so God then had to do that. No, God declared every single bit of it. It's written in a parabolic state to where it makes you think it's cause and effect. It makes you think you have free will. When it says you only must believe, that's all you got to do is believe. But it's talking about a true belief, a true faith. Not a fake one. Jesus said they honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. So just saying I believe doesn't work. It's not a magic trick. I believe in Jesus, so now I know I'm safe. Blah, blah, blah. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. The word of God is Jesus, and Jesus said, my sheep hear my voice. John the Baptist said, one will come after me that will baptize you with the Holy Spirit and fire. So when Jesus calls you, Jesus said in Matthew 15:24, I only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Sheep are born sheep. Goats are born goats. Sheep are born lost. At some point in your life, you will get the call. You will be turned. You cannot turn yourself. It's interesting about their three parts, the prestige, and what it's called the turn. Turn thou me, Lord, and I shall be turned. Turn thou me, Lord, and I shall be turned. Jeremiah.
According to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints,
Turn thou me, Lord, and he's saying, I can't be turned unless you turn me, Lord. It's interesting that they call it the turn, because that's when Trump will then go through the process of spiritually rising from the abyss. And he will have what? He will have his demonic spirit infused in him. He will have Satan in him. And then he will, of course, will return to the abomination that causes desolation. So we get turned. And then, of course, our prestige is when we get our glorified body. I guess the pledge would be when we're born, but we go through the exact same process. All of their world is a mimic of our world, but we come first. We come first. Was that everything I had for y'all? Let me check real quick one more thing, just to make sure. Ohio State head coach. The old Oklahoma coach. That is the club membership handshake. That is not a normal handshake. The thumb over the top of the hand. So that was everything in my arsenal to show y'all. And again, those numbers, they point to 2022, which when she and I was married, the address we lived at was 2015, but which is a year. And remember that street, I did a video a long time ago about how that street I lived on, the addresses, they were all years, and it ended at 2024. Do you remember that? Google Maps. That's the end of the street right there. If I were to key in 2024. It was the end of the road, 2024. And remember when I went there and I showed you that it starts going uphill at 2006, 2007, which is when she and I were married, engaged and married. They're across the street from each other, 2006, 2007. Catty corner though. And it starts going downhill at 2019, 2020, which is when everything took a turn for the worst, and it ends at 2024. So the Lord has always been speaking to me, showing me stuff, and you get that big X across America. And there was other things too that I described to y'all that were just mind-blowing. But our zip code at 2015 was 2015 Brentwood Drive, Auburndale, Florida, 33823-2022. -2022. You know how zip codes now, I don't know if it's in every state, but in my state, you have your 5-digit zip code with a dash now, with 4 more digits. Ours was 2022. The address was 2015. The end of the zip code was 2022. Trump declared himself to be president in 2015. He's been with us ever since. And then in 2022 was the end of the zip code. So if he goes down in 2021, then he will reappear in, 2022, more than likely. And anyway, that's about it. That's about it, folks. There's a lot of dates we can get into later on in October. That was her birthday, by the way, my second wife, 10/28, and that's when the last tower fell. But I think the first tower going down is what we should look for. And that was at 950 something. So that doesn't really help us out, because it goes past 30 unless that gets into October. World Trade Center collapse, Wikipedia. They give you the times. Collapsed at 9:59, September 59th. That would be October 29th. Because I know the 301st day is October 28th. That's her birthday. So October 29th is something we would want to look for, because the first tower fell at 9:59 or September 59th. And the 59th day of September is October 29th. So that's something to look out for also. It kicks off the weekend, doesn't it? It's on a Friday. Why did I put 53? It's 59. Duh. So October 29th would be an interesting date to look for. Don't forget the martial law kicks in when? 10 days before that. Seattle Seahawks at Pittsburgh Steelers, October 17th.
The Seahawks will be playing the Steelers on October 17th at 8:20 p.m. in Pittsburgh.
And the Dark Knight Rises when the Seahawks were at the Pittsburgh Steelers, representing Gotham at the time. But the uniforms and the players were the perfect match. Colors, players. It was real Pittsburgh Steeler players with black and gold like they wear. And the other team was real Seattle Seahawk colors. And that's when Bane declared martial law. So does the martial law happen? Does your internet go down? And then Trump would go down on October 29th. The full moon is on the 20th. October 20th. I don't know. It's all very interesting, isn't it? All right. Anyway, love y'all very much. Ask questions anytime.